Good morning, good evening, good night. It is NFT Live. Hello, Asia. We are coming to you late. We don't really do this on the right time zones for Asia, so it's nice to see everyone in the morning. Jiho is toughing it out for us this morning. It's 8:30 Korea time, so we appreciate him. He is going to be in the middle of the episode. We're going to talk everything Ronin, everything Axie Infinity. So there were some people in the chat asking when Ronin, now Ronin. But not Ronin the Collector. What's going on, bro?
Oh, it's Buffalo the Collector right now, man. I'm collecting all sorts of good vibes from the good tribe that we got here in Lad City. Shout out to all the lads for showing up. We got a good show today, Q. We are ready to go, man. I still got the music playing. We're just having a good time.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, we do have a great episode to get to. I'm going to get the rundown really quick so you guys can kind of get a feel of how the episode's going to go. We're going to intro a little bit. We're going to say hi to the lads that are in the chat. Hi to the Axie fam that made their way to the Layer 1 Crypto Network. This is NFT Live, the best NFT show in the world. We're bringing you the latest from around the industry. So good to see everybody in there. If it's your first time, go ahead, leave it. That subscribe button's right over there. It's right there. Also like the button. We can see the difference between the people that are here and the likes that we get. So go and do that, man. We are ready for this episode. Otherwise, hot topics today: Hashmasks, Cuban, Pranksy, Cogs, Neon District, and Meme. And then we will hit the interview with Jiho. Hashmasks was crazy, man. And there's a little bit of fallout in the NFT community right now. So let me know if you're in the chat if you ended up getting a Hashmask. Otherwise, man, it's going to be an interesting research topic that we're going to get to here with Hashmasks. Cuban gotten in. I know you did some good research there on him. That should be some interesting topics there. But yeah, there he is. He's here with us. So, anyways, are you ready for this episode, man? Let's get to some of these comments and see what the lads are saying about what we got going on here today.
Dude, I'm ready. Read those comments off, brother.
Read the comments off. Okay, all right. We got Kieran in the house. Kieran's an OG lad, man. That's like an original OG there. We got Orlando in the house. We got Easy and Crypto. A lot of people showing up. I want to give a shout out to some of the guys that look like they're Axie fan. We got Jeff in the house. That is Jiho himself. We've got Oh My Coins, Pollution. We're going to get to your comment later in the episode, man. Prodigy's in the house. So we got a bunch of people that are about to enjoy the episode, man. Enjoy the episode. So without further ado, man, do you have anything left for the intro? I want to get to some different things before we hop into Hashmasks because that's kind of a deep conversation. But without further ado, man, do you have anything?
I'm just curious, how are we looking out there, guys? Is the stream coming good? Is everything working? Just hoping so, because right now I'm getting some weird feedback.
Weird feedback, huh?
Visually, not audio seems to be good, but just making sure we're sending out good feeds. Sounds like, I mean, we would have probably had some people already tell us, so I think we're good to go. Awesome,
man. All right, well, we should be good to go. I don't know if I'm coming through correctly now, but I've got a bunch of things going on, guys. I want to make sure that we're coming through all right before I continue to start. Do you still see my stream buff?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, got me. All right, so sounds good. We're going to go right into Meltem. I appreciate Meltem on a lot of different occasions. Meltem Demirs is probably one of my favorite people to follow on Twitter. This was not one of her best takes. And, I'm glad we have Jiho on here today to talk about the future of blockchain gaming because this is what she's telling us. The future of blockchain-based gaming is finance and trading apps. Fight me. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what to say to that because it's wrong. And I'm going to have Jiho on here later to talk about how this is wrong. But crypto gaming, or just let's put it at gaming that is tied to blockchain and crypto, that's the adoption layer, man. That's where we're going to get people in here, not from finance and trading apps. It's going to be game apps. It's going to be collectible apps. So I can't tell you. I wanted to throw some shade at Meltem early in this episode. I don't get to do that often because she's so brilliant. And I appreciate you guys here early. I just wanted to throw that out. We got some weekly analytics to get to as well. Maybe we get to that. Maybe we don't. Let's see. Can I open that? Yeah, I got some weekly analytics here. This comes from Crypto Defer. It looks like CryptoPunks took the cake today, or at least this past week. We also had something go down with Hashmasks, obviously. This doesn't account for them doing, I think, 12 million over the course of a weekend. It was so rare, pulling in some good sales, some good volume. Super rare, Decentraland. Axie is right there in the mix. Sandbox, CryptoKitties. Obviously, a lot is going on here in the Ethereum ecosystem. So definitely want to give a good shout out to everybody involved with what's going on in all of that. So we can get to the episode. I can't seem to find my stream here, Buff, so you're going to need to carry me a little bit while I do so.
Sure, man. Give some shout out to the lads here. Shout out to Llama. Let's go ahead and check in with Llama real quick and see what the weather in crypto is like. Llama, what is your take on the weather outside in crypto right now?
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
That was your weather report from Llama, our top mod in Lad City. Did I give you enough time?
It did not give me enough time. This thing is completely hiding from me. I'm not going to be able to.
A little bit louder. I can check that and get that up for you guys. We're just adjusting some things here. You know, we want it to be nice and smooth for you guys here on the one and only NFT Live.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, I'm probably not even going to be able to see Jiho when he comes up if I can't find this damn browser, but I should be okay. But let's get to the first story, man. We had a Hashmask. I'm going to touch on some of your guys' comments. I did see a bunch kind of come through. Looks like Orlando saying, aloha, lads. Welcome, everyone. Buffalo, Llama to OGs. Let's have a great show. Our vibe, our tribe. Kieran's laughing about some llamas. And X-Plows giving us some audio checks. John Distick is saying Cuban will tokenize Boban Marjanovic and put him in 6 relics as a boss. Listen, there's not a lot that Cuban can't do, nor do I think he, won't do in NFTs. He's already, tokenized some things on Rarible, I believe was his one of choice. Let's see. Any other comments that we want to get to? Nah, screw it. Okay, this is what we got. Hashmasks was possibly the biggest story that NFTs have seen in the past 48 hours. Yeah, I said it 48 hours because, the NFT scene is so crazy that we're going to have something come out tomorrow that's going to beat this. But basically, these devs, who are still anonymous, by the way, we don't know exactly who these people are, nor do we know who the artists are. And this is why I want to get to this here in a second. We had $10 million or $14.3 million of digital collectibles being sold. And if you guys weren't familiar with the Hashmasks, first of all, they geo-blocked you. So definitely make sure you get that VPN. That you can. This is not financial advice, but there's ways to get past that kind of thing. But as you can see, there's a bonding curve here, where as you continue to go and sell out more of these NFTs, you continuously it continuously gets more expensive. I know Jiho got one of these as well. We're gonna riff on Hashmasks a little bit, but all of these were sold out, right? They set the February 11th date as the time that we were gonna get the reveal. So when you purchase one of these Hashmasks, it shows up like this, and then eventually, randomly, you get ones with different traits, backgrounds, etc. Well, somebody ended up buying their last 3, worth 100 ETH a piece, and each NFT came with a certain amount of NCT token, which Adidas came on the channel the other day, made sure that we put the disclaimer about, the team didn't, put the poll in. We have to add that disclaimer in for you guys here today. But that thing was trading, and it was trading at like almost 10x what you even purchased, depending on when you got in here. So it was a crazy story. DeFi was involved, obviously, when you have that token yielding certain other tokens and then that being tradable on Uniswap. A lot of craziness happened, and 14.3 million. It seemed to come out of nowhere. I don't know, Buff. What do you think about this story, man?
My question to you is the last 3 that were sold at that rate. What are the difference to those, to the ones that were first sold and all the rest? Nothing? It's just the last 3 that were available, or what are you thinking? Oh, you don't say. Well, we're going to take a time out here real quick from Q, and we're going to talk about Lads. Lads is a social community. We are supported by the Lads token, and we have a content network called the Lads Crypto Network that is evolving right before your eyes. So if you're watching the show right now, this show is NFT Live, and we also have Layer 1 Live. We have Lads Radio, which is also a radio broadcast that happens in our Discord, which is Lads City right now. Confused yet? Well, don't worry. I might dive a little deeper. We have Game Night, which is going to form a gaming league, which will be hopefully just crypto gaming. We also have auction house that we're setting up. We also have Poker Night this Saturday, hosted by Xplow. So let's check in again to see if Q is still available.
What a save. What a save. Guys, I'm back. I see the whole screen. The whole dashboard's there. I come back and Buffalo's talking about Lad City. That's what I love to see, man. So, guys, again, appreciate the 45 of you that are in the chat. All-time high is going to be 125. Buffalo, go ahead and ask me the question about Hashmasks. I am back and ready to go. I know Jiho is waiting in the wings, so we should get to that interview here in the next 10 minutes. But let's go through this story. What did you have to ask me about Hashmasks, man?
So the last 3 were sold at what rate? How much did those last 3 cost?
The last 3 were sold at 100 ETH a piece.
And what is the difference between those and the ones that were purchased before that?
I can break that down here.
Okay, so there is a difference though, right? It's not just the last 3 we're going to charge at a ridiculous rate.
No, well, it's available, right? You like people know this ahead of time. It was very like apparent that the last 3 were going to be 100 ETH, and a lot of times these plays are like very inside-esque, right? Like you have somebody where that the team knows, or somebody on the team has 100 ETH. They're going to make that happen to make sure that people understand that this is rare and valuable NFTs. So yeah, let us know what you think about these Hashmasks. Otherwise, yeah, Buff, there was definitely known quantities that were going to exist.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I wish I would have got in on it.
Awesome, man. So again, Hashmasks, this was a crazy, it seemed to come out of nowhere. A lot of NFT people. I'm going to go here in a second. If you want to pop off my screen real quick, Buff, so I can get to it. I'm going to pull up the actual tweet from one, just, standard NFT enthusiast, Money Lotta here. He's given us some something to think about here. Does anyone here know one of the 70 artists involved in Hashmasks? Has any of them tweeted about it or sent smoke signals or even a pigeon? So apparently, again, going back to Hashmasks, these were 70 different artists, but 70 different artists making almost the exact same art piece. I don't see much of a difference in a lot of the art pieces. So I'm not throwing shade at Hashmasks, but it is interesting to see the community kind of saying, hey, this thing came out of nowhere. We don't know the artist. The artist on some type of like non-disclosure and some type of NDA. What's happening here? They ended up getting 15 million. So it's a lot of interesting, cool things. I love Hashmasks. I got my Hashmasks. So guys, I love what you're doing, but it is a funny kind of situation we have here where all of the people in NFT land are like, what the hell just happened?
So, do you happen to have yours? Can we see what yours looks like?
Yeah, I can pull it up. Well, Buff, come on, man. You're blowing up my spot, man.
I'll put you on the spot. You cut out of the show and took a break.
Okay, awesome.
While you do that, I can bring up the Cuban store if you want, and if you get that queued up.
Okay.
Queued up. You like that pun, you guys?
That's
how I do it here.
Take me there. Okay, bring it up. Bring up the Cuban story. Let's go.
All right, yeah, let's do that right now. As you guys know, Mark Cuban has taken over crypto. I think he's trying to get in on this action. He's everywhere you look. Look, there he is right there. How did he get here? I don't know, but he's not going away anytime soon. And he did a Reddit AMA recently, and he also released 5 NFTs. And a very interesting NFTs. He sold for 1,000 each, so the billionaire got $5,000 that he then probably lit on fire to light a cigarette. And, he's doing pretty interesting things. So let's go ahead and check out the 5 NFTs that he put together. Apparently these are all separate dumps, is what the 5 are. So, what's next for Cuban? Only time will tell. What do you think? What do you think about him getting into the NFT action?
Man, he is going balls deep into a lot of the stuff that's happening in crypto. He is on the front lines on Reddit talking about what's happening with Wall Street Bets, GameStop, and how it's kind of what did he call it? The store of value generation. And he even name dropped a lot of the NFT projects we talk about on NFT Live a lot. NBA Top Shot, Bitcoin Origins. He talked about Crypto Slam. So what do I think about it? Cuban's awesome. So I've always felt that way when he was making his cameos on Entourage, when he was doing Shark Tank. Obviously, he was the most. No, nobody cared about Mr. Wonderful. They all wanted to get that deal done with Mark Cuban, and there was a reason, because Cuban's a G. So definitely love what Cuban's doing. We'll see what he does like long term, working with different projects. I'm sure he wants to kind of get something off the ground that he's invested in. I don't know if he didn't take an investment in Top Shot or what have you, but we'll see how he makes his way into that space. But there's definitely some Cuban money coming into the industry pretty soon, if it hasn't already.
I love it, man. I love it. I love the AMA he did on Reddit, and just the whole like vibe that he's really putting out right now. It's an exciting time. I'm gonna be following. Him. See where he goes with this.
Awesome. All right, so we got Llama giving a shout out to both the lads and the Axie Infinity squad. For any of you guys that are from Axie, we've got Jiho on, waiting in the wings. He's waiting patiently for us, so we're going to get to him here in a second. I got some Hashmasks comments here. Looks like Ken is saying, "Where are the artists all third graders?" That is a sick burn, Ken.
Sick burn. It's good.
Appreciate you showing up today. GB is saying LOL. Llama is trying to protect those artists, saying it's just the style. Abstract art on the screen is my actual hash mask. So that is going to be very Illuminati-esque. I don't know, Buff, what do you think about what I got going on here?
I dig it. I know it doesn't have as much peacocking going on as the rest of the NFTs in the sense of being all over the place. I think it's unique. And the high resolution one really had nice texture around it too. So, art is subjective, man. I like it.
All right, man. All right, well, I appreciate you making me feel better about my purchase here. I'm going to head on over to the next story so we can get to it. We got Ken asking, do you think it's too late to get into Axie Infinity? Prices of Axies are up there, plus gas fees. Well, do we have a surprise for you, Ken? Ronin. Not Ronin that's on the channel, not our co-host, Ronin the Collector, but Ronin mainnet that we'll talk about here in just a second. All right, so I'm going to fly through the rest of these three stories. Again, the Hashmasks thing was awesome. Something about 12.5 million. I guess they said something about putting out not a post-mortem or anything like that, but like some type of recap of what was happening, where the artists are from, who they are here over the next week. So expect to see that at least on Layer 1 Live or NFT Live. So the other three pieces of stories here I'm going to touch on are Pranksy, Cogs, and Neon District. So here we go. We got Pranksy NFT boxes selling out. So shocker, another NFT project is selling out. The Genesis boxes of the monthly NFT box series sold out within 6 minutes. There were 500 boxes selling for 0.5 ETH, roughly $670 each. Each of those boxes contains 10 to 12 curated digital artworks or game assets. And in addition, each month will have a certain theme. So shout out to the guys that got in on the NFT boxes. Again, this was an announcement made a little while ago, I would say earlier in the month. Pranksy is taking a break from his NBA Top Shot collecting to start his own project with Carlini. And it looks like NFT boxes are going to do pretty well. So, yeah, that's an interesting story there. And we've got Cogs starting their staking for RFox. It looks like we talked about this on Layer 1 Live. There's different rewards for getting different sets. I'm just going to pull it up on the screen real quick so you guys can take a look. Obviously, this is from Play to Earn. It looks like it's going to be a 90-day staking mechanism for their Cogs, which will allow users to earn rewards. I guess if we go into the actual, if we go into the actual thing here, I know that's a lot of text. Stay with me. You can see the different categories, the different editions, and what they get you in RFox for staking for 3 months. So again, this is denominated in RFox, depending on what ultra rare sets, foils, all of these different things get you. RFox is done a lot of good things with their token modeling, so I'm excited to see where that project goes. Wax needs to continuously increase, the quality of their indie projects, and Cogs is doing a very good job of that.
I need to get in I have so many Cogs that are just sitting there doing nothing right now but collecting Cog dust. And not the dust token, just bad joke right there. But I got to put it to work. I like the staking utility of it. I've just been so busy, I haven't done that. But I like that. I need to read that now and get on that. So thanks for the advice there, Q.
Awesome. All right, we got a lot of good comments coming in. Jeff is in the chat. Jiho's in the chat, giving some great comments going along. So, Buff, as I'm talking, if you see any comments come through, let me know if there's any good ones Llama saying art is so subjective that value is just generated by the right humans talking about it. Certainly, they played that case study out here successfully for that project. Let's see. Jiho saying I have a few hash masks. Yeah, we'll talk about it here in a second. And in I guess Ken was talking about the prices of Axie. There were a lot of people kind of talking about Axie's not being too expensive. Jiho saying you can also try and get started for free through a scholarship. So a lot of good stuff going on. And finally, Kieran saying, I'm back. Internet dropped. Had to tether to the phone. Listen, Kieran's working really hard to make sure that he's watching NFT Live, and we're going to give you guys a good episode here. 63 of you guys in the chat. We are going to continue rolling. So the last story before I bring on Jiho and we have a good discussion here is going to be Neon District. If you guys didn't know Neon District, I don't know where you've been. Coin Artist heads up this project, and they are launching, or they have been in the works for a long time, back in 2018, and they finally went live here on the Matic network. And I'll give you a quick rundown of the gameplay here. So this comes from Dapper Labs, I believe, or Dapper Radar. And Dapper Radar is actually going to take a node infrastructure play on Matic, if I'm not mistaken. So I might be completely talking out of my ass there. Let me get to the end of this video. So we got Neon District. Thanks, Greta. We got Neon District here. This is the sign up. You obviously go in. You can basically, this is around NFTs and battling in a PvP style format, right? So you're trying to continuously acquire items, continuously acquire more characters, and then you battle those, I believe, in a 6-on-6 turn-based PvP mode. So you can see they're starting to get more assets there, changing assets. I think coin is involved in this, obviously. We got crates, and then we can kind of get to the battle scene where we see a very rudimentary, but this is kind of the start of what they're doing with Neon District, but we can kind of see that we're a 4v4 battle here based on the assets, and then you can kind of start, via blockchain, start battling, the other characters and start winning rewards. And I guess as you rank up and do certain things, you can continuously get more rewards and things like that. So that's Neon District. We've been a big fan of what they're doing for a long time. So it's good to see them launch the product. And, we're definitely looking forward to Neon District as it goes out.
Exciting stuff, man. I think we've got a guest who's been very patient. We should probably bring him on about right now. What do you think?
We could keep him there a little bit longer. Who knows?
I think he'd like that.
No, I think he is up. We wanted to give him some time to get some coffee. There he is. The one, the only Jiho, Jeff Zerlin. I think I said that right. I don't know if I got your last name. I don't think I've ever said that out loud in public. What's going on, Jiho? Oh, you're muted, man. We coming through?
There we go.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, what's up? How bad did I butcher your last name?
No, that was perfect. Yeah, it's a rare thing, but yeah, I'm like doxxed on YouTube, very hard. So
that's the only reason I said it. I wouldn't have said it if you weren't doxxed on YouTube. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about in the chat. There's a bunch of Axie fans in the chat. We're gonna kind of break down Axie. We're gonna break down Ronin's mainnet launch, everything that's going on with Project K. You guys got staking of AXS. Axie tokens doing really well. A lot of stuff to touch on. So I guess I'll start on how you're doing, man. I know you were in the States for a little while, and now you're back in Korea. How's it going?
I'm good, man. I'm in Korea. I'm on Jeju Island, which is not locked down much, so I'm able to go outside, get some breaks between working, go for hikes and stuff like that. So yeah, it's nice.
Awesome. Do you want to say anything to the Axie fanboys in the chat, the Axie community? I know they made their way, and they're waiting on their guy to start talking. You want to say something to them?
Yeah, it's always amazing to have the Axie fam kind of attend these things, and yeah, I think our community is really really special, the strongest that I've seen in crypto. So definitely big shout out to the entire squad.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that, man. Axie's done a really good job, and it's impressive what you guys have been able to do with a game, specifically an NFT game with the adoption that you guys have had on the Ethereum network, right? And a lot of what's happening today and this week and what's going on in the future is your migration to Ronin. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with this migration and what needs done and why you kind of created this.
Yeah, so I see launching a game on Ethereum is kind of like we're in the hyperbolic chamber, right? So we've been in the chamber training for about 2 to 3 years. Right? There's all this gravity pushing down on us, but it's making us stronger. It's definitely was, I think, a very important part of the process. But yeah, I think we've learned a lot about our users. We've learned a lot about where their pain points are, right? And the main thing that's holding back our growth is the ability to just kind of seamlessly claim your earnings, right? It's like if play to earn is a lot less attractive if if you have to pay $5 to $10 per transaction just to claim your winnings, right? Same thing with breeding Axies, same thing with buying and selling of Axies, right? It slows down player growth, right? A player might come in and say, hey, like, yeah, I want to play Axie, but it's $50 to buy an Axie, $25 for gas, right? That's not gonna fly for most people. So yeah, Ronin is really important. Ronin is key to our future growth, and I'm really excited that basically stage one is here. So I've gotten a lot of questions about exactly what this means, right? So right now, Ronin is live for land and land items. The next stage two, will be when we do the Axie migration. So breeding, buying and selling of Axies, claiming tokens, claiming your SLP, claiming your AXS. That will then also go onto Ronin. So it's a kind of measured rollout that we're doing.
Yeah, so I got a couple questions here. A lot around kind of the Ethereum network and what you're moving away from, right? Because I'm looking at ETH gas station right now, 186 Gwei, 200 Gwei if you want to make a fast transaction. What does this do to an NFT project? I kind of want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Like, what happens in the community? What happens in game usage? I mean, I can kind of put that together myself, but I kind of wanted to hear, what it sounds like from you.
Yeah, I mean, so it really depresses the amount of on-chain activity that you get, right? So we have around 17,000 people who play Axie on a daily basis, right? Through our Android app, the iOS app, the desktop app. But only around right now, like 500 to 1,000 of them are actually able to, kind of interact with the blockchain on a daily basis. This is definitely, suppressing economic activity. And as I mentioned, like the most important thing is that it really suppresses user growth because it makes it unpalatable for many to start playing when a big part of what you're paying is just gas fees to Ethereum miners. But yeah, I mean, Ethereum has been really important to our project, right? I still see us as part of the Ethereum ecosystem, definitely. That's why Ronin is an Ethereum sidechain. There's some other projects out there that are kind of like, oh, like we're gonna go off and do our own thing. But yeah, it's I think important to us that we still see ourselves as building on top of Ethereum. I think that's one of the different differentiators too about Ronin. So yeah. So basically, it's really exciting to see how many people are playing Axie, even with the current gas prices, because this has happened actually in the past, right? In November of 2018, October, November of 2018, if I remember correctly, there was a huge. It was 2019 actually. There was a huge gas spike, and yeah, like our DAU, like on chain activity, dropped to like 30, right? So this time it's dropping to 500 or 1,000, right? So yeah, it's amazing that we've been able to get this far, and I think that this entire process has been really good for the community. I still think that yeah, like launching on Ethereum will be like the way to go for a lot of like new up and coming projects, because how else are you going to make a name for yourself, right? Like That's also where all the capital is. So you can also say,
Mm.
hey, like our players are losing a lot on gas fees, but they're also holding ETH, right? So it's that's also something that you have to keep into account, right? That although gas is going up, it's also like if you're playing Axie, like likely you're holding a decent amount of ETH. So
Yeah, and that goes for the holders that were interacting with Uniswap a little bit and ended up getting a Uniswap airdrop. That I know we talked about that last time. So I know we're gonna kind of get a little bit meta and watch us kind of take us through kind of the item migration here on the wallet for Ronin. So I've got that pulled up here on my screen. I'm going to take us through that video, but kind of take us through. It looks like a Chrome extension wallet, correct?
yeah, for now it's a Chrome extension.
Yeah. So what's the plans for the Ronin wallet in the future? I'm kind of watching you set it up here. It looks like it's going to connect via your MetaMask. Is it interacting
Yes.
with your
So
MetaMask? Take me through that a little bit.
Yeah, so basically right now you can run the Ronin wallet and MetaMask at the same time. You can import your existing wallet, or you can create a totally fresh one. Yeah, in the future, I think we want to make it super seamless to get started. So it's like, if you're a new user to blockchain, you're not dealing with a huge amount of assets. You could just get started with, a social login or Google, your Gmail account, something like that. Um, so yeah, and then so yeah, I think like the way to look at it is it's your passport to Ronin. It's your passport to this new digital nation that we're building with Axie Infinity, and yeah, there's a special land item. There's a special land item for doing the land and item migration. You don't have to pay anything in terms of gas fees to migrate. You just press a button after downloading the Ronin wallet. So yeah, seems like Ramses is saying that she needs to do her migration. So yeah, definitely do that. The deadline is March 1st to qualify for that. For the Ronin M21 item, or maybe it's just yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Ken
Okay. So I've
says I
got
may. Ken
what did
says I
Ken
may
say?
end up buying Axie land before picking up my first Axie. That's actually an interesting strategy right now, because right now it's like, unless you want to pick up like an Origin or a Mystic Axie, it might not be worth it to buy, a normal Axie unless you want to grind really hard. But yeah, it could be a good time to get into land on Ronin and try out, what does the sidechain experience look like?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of ghost stakers in the house that got involved with Avagachi, and obviously they're on Matic. And once you get through the actual hassle of getting your assets onto one of these side chains, it's amazing to just interact with, like a Uniswap competitor that is on the Matic chain and all these different things where you're able to transact seamlessly for pennies. So I guarantee that's the same way that you guys are going to feel moving over to Ronin here. So take me through Project K really quick. I've got the summary and design contest pulled up in front of me. It looks like there was 80 submissions, a lot of feedback from the community. I love the screenshots from inside the game here. Really cool stuff, man. And it looks like you're making this a lot with a focus of open world experiences. And we're doing a lot of things with the metaverse and potentially doing a lot more things with lads in the metaverse in the near future. And we love
Hmm.
seeing the open world concepts and just the experiences of interacting there in the metaverse together, man. Take me through Project K and what you're doing with this land.
Yeah, so basically, Project K is a land-based system for Axie Infinity. So we released a demo, right? So you kind of revolved around collecting resources, placing your Axies, kind of decorating your plot with different items, both some that you could, actually just, some that were actually given to people when they bought their land plots, but also some that could be built, right? So you see different combinations. So yeah, I think so. The demo was really fun. I think what we saw is people really loved harvesting resources, decorating their plots, kind of showing it off, flexing. Especially, some people have some really rare items, right? So it's
Hmm.
really fun to see people kind of, yeah, kind of having fun, showing off. But then also, I think what was most interesting was there was a huge social component where people actually there was actually an Axie meetup right? Where people just gathered together. They spelled AXS or Axis, as you see up there. So there was a lot of coordination, I think, that went into making that. It's there, like 50 people there kind of coordinating to get all their axes like that. So yeah, so yeah, very excited about that. And right now what we're working on is okay, like the decoration, the building, some of the resource gathering, that's we have the building blocks there. What is next, right? So
Hmm.
a lot of us have played games like RTSs like Age of Empires, but also like things like that are more recent, like Rise of Kingdoms. Also things like Clash of Clans, right? So I think we're kind of like, okay, what is social battling, and kind of what does guild warfare look like in Axie, right? Because it seems like people really like the social aspect, and they like doing something together, right? So something like uh, yeah, something that's very social, around battling for land and control of resource nodes. That's what
Mm.
we're kind of fleshing out internally. I haven't really talked about this yet, too. This is,
Ooh.
I just saw some new design documents yesterday. So
Awesome, man. Appreciate you bringing a little bit of the alpha. Yeah, dude, the PvP aspect and adding that as you go is funny, especially in open world concepts. I've read a couple stories about how games kind of approached it very openly with kind of letting the community handle this, just keeping it super open world, find out what happens, form guilds, do what you got to do, and then that going completely awry with PvP, kind of like people kind of taking over the game completely, where any new
mm,
people that weren't in the guild could not farm. I remember playing Albion online, which gave me kind of the vibes of RuneScape since it came out. That was kind of the thing. It was an analogy I was making, but the analogy with Albion is you can't go outside a certain spot without being a part of a guild. So I love the PvP aspect, man, but it does have its elements of complexity.
for
Do
sure,
you guys
man.
do, do you guys at all think about that when you add like what does a PvP look like with inside Axie? I'm interested. Other than the kind of the setting of the turn based that you already have set up, when you go to open world, like what does that kind of look like when you talk about guild warfare?
Yeah, yeah. So we're looking at a couple of different battle systems that I'll say, right? There are different a couple of different models. Um, Yeah, so they're definitely. So I don't want to commit to anything because we're still asking ourselves, right? What is the best system? What is the most fun way to kind of organize and control your troops, right? There's obviously things like StarCraft, which is like very micro driven, right? And then there's also things like where you kind of control them all as one unit, and then you kind of set them, and then you might click a button for some special effect or special ability on a cooldown. So so it's kind of there are different approaches that we're still looking at.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, we touched on kind of the Ronin sidechain. Obviously, we touched on Project K. You have the Axie token. There's I love the token modeling. I know you guys work with Delphi, so shout out to those guys. But I love the token modeling, and AXS is doing really well. What are the plans with the timeline and staking there, or other things that we can do utility wise with the AXS token?
Yes. So yeah, we worked with Delphi on the token design. So the main idea, right, the main driving principle behind Axis is to align the incentives between Sky Mavis, the core developers of Axie Infinity, and the community. Right, like we strongly believe that long term Axie wouldn't reach its full potential if Sky Mavis was earning 100% of the fees in the universe, right? Making 100% of the decisions in the universe. So the main goal is to really align the incentives between Sky Mavis and the community. So what does that look like, right? So there is and there will be something called the community treasury, which will start to accumulate all the marketplace commissions, all the breeding fees, as well as ETH or whatever current basically proceeds from future land sales, future cosmetic sales, different basically primary sale models that we add to the game. So yeah, basically all these fees will go into something called the community treasury, and access holders will stake their tokens, stake their access, and receive rewards from the community treasury. So there will be, basically the breeding fees, the marketplace commission, those fees, right, in ETH, maybe stablecoin, even maybe access as well, depending. And then also there will be new emission staking rewards taken from an allocation. So yeah, I think it should be really interesting to see how the staking system pans out. We also will have a system where in order to claim your rewards, you'll have to do. It's kind of like you can't just like be a passive investor who just like sits back and claims. Like you also need to maybe play the game a bit to be able to claim your weekly rewards. And it's possible that you could allow delegated playtime as well.
Interesting. Okay, so while we're on the subject of finances and war chests and things like that, I want to get a little bit more information on the scholarships, because you mentioned that earlier in a couple comments. We also have Axie Scholarship, aka Axie Scholarships, in the chat saying, I actually bought 2 land chests before buying my first Axies way back in early 2019. Highly recommend. So as far as the reference to the scholarships, how do the scholarships work for getting new players into the game? Why was it started, and what does that look like now?
Yeah, so shout out to AK because he's actually the innovator, the man who kind of came up and fine-tuned the model. It's still it's not perfect right now, especially with the high gas fees. Basically, the idea is that in Axie we have delinked the ownership from the right. So your like private key and your for example your wallet, we've delinked that from the account you use to actually play the game. So that means that someone can use an Axie account without actually being able to like take them or sell them for themselves. So basically, because of that, you have a situation where people can yeah, you basically then have a system where people can borrow borrow and lend out Axies, and teams. So yeah, usually there's a setup where the scholarship, basically the lender will take between 20 to 30% of the earnings of the scholar.
Interesting. Okay. The last question I have here is a community question. He says, and this comes from Twitter, so don't hold me to it. They say, what is Jiho's favorite Axie breeding project? And will we ever get an Axie CryptoKitty crossover?
My favorite Axie breeding project is the race to hit a per 6 Japanese part Axie. So there's kind of like a Easter egg where if you set your browser language to Japanese before you breed, it's a little bit more complicated even these days, but basically, yeah, there's a way to. You can ask AK about it. There's a way to breed Japanese part Axies. So if you basically breed with your browser language in Japanese, kind of, there are some special parts that they're kind of like Japanese versions of their normal counterparts. So I'm a big fan of them. I think that they look really awesome. And then, yeah, there have been some people like One Day Play, AK, that have been really big into them and kind of like trying to make like an entirely Japanese Axie. It might have already been hit. I actually haven't been keeping up on that.
We need more Axies and more languages, Jiho.
True. So what was the second part of the question? So what's my favorite breeding project, and then what's out
And
there?
then this person really wanted a CryptoKitties crossover with Axie. I know
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Like so we came from the CryptoKitty community. We were early CryptoKitty like players. A lot of the people in the Axie community actually, it's kind of like, I think one of the ways to look at Axie is it's a question. It's like our take on what was next what is next for NFTs, right? After like something that's just more kind of just purely collectible, right? It's actually like right now, it's like we're still like 2 to 3 years later in an era where it's like, oh, like people are still really into these collectible only projects, right? Why will, okay,
Mm.
partly because it's really hard to have, something more complex on Ethereum right now. And also, yeah, it takes a lot of work to make something that's fun to play. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot easier to. It's not easy. Like it's not. I don't want to like. I don't want to say anything too harsh, right? But there are a lot of amazing artists out there, and it's like very easy to turn once they know the tech, right? To turn amazing art into a cool collectible NFT, right? So the barrier to creating a really fun experience is a lot higher. Anyways, so I guess to answer the question about the CK overlap, it's something that could happen in the future. Like I would maybe like CryptoKitties being a crafting item, where if you turn 10 cats and you could turn them into a rug or something like that, um, for your Axie land, like something like that would be interesting.
Yeah, interesting that you specifically want it to be a rug. I don't remember CryptoKitties rugging anybody, but technically, I still have my CryptoKitties from back in the day, and they're definitely worth not as much ETH as they were when I went in. Anyways, we've got a lot of good comments in the chat. I don't know if you can see those, Jiho, but if you see, and they specifically came over like the last 2 minutes, talking about the different breeding projects and all that stuff. Let me see. I did have one more question as well. That came in through Mass Mage. He said, "What is the plan to stop bot farms from buying up all the land once it is released?"
Yeah. So there are a couple of different ways to do that, right? Is like you could do a lottery. You can do a lottery format. You can make the price kind of high. That was actually our approach in the first land sale, right? Is like we priced it high relative so that it didn't sell out immediately. Um, so yeah, you can do that. You can do a lottery. You can price it high. Um, yeah, you can also yeah. So some of the land like not might not be sold, and it might be rewarded out in different ways, right? To content creators, stuff like that.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So that was kind of, guys, that was a big breakdown of what's going on with Axie. If you have any more questions for Jiho, definitely put them in the chat while we kind of wrap up here. Jiho, I want to talk about Hashmasks. I want to talk about the NFT industry as a whole. I know you said you had some. What did you, who did you hear about it from? Like, I'm interested in this origin story of Hashmasks, man. It seemed to just come out of straight nowhere. There's a lot of questions as to who's behind the project. What do you think about Hashmasks, man?
Uh, yeah, man. So I own six. I mean, I own six. Some of the rarity dynamics are interesting. I think like the art is also interesting, and yeah, this has this. I think one of the reasons that it's popular is that there's this kind of enigmatic kind of aura around the project. It's definitely
Mm,
purposefully done. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of I'm not really sure what to make of them. Like I want to know, like I'm not sure, like there are a lot of things that are up in the air, right? It's like okay, now that they sold all the Hashmasks, they can't create anymore. And like how are what are their motivations, right, for continuing the project? What are their yeah, so like what are they looking to achieve? What are they going to use the ETH for? So these are some of the questions that naturally come to mind. But yeah, I think it's interesting. Like I think one of the reasons that's really popular is because a lot of people, right, they saw like the rise of you know crypto punks,
punks, yeah.
mystic axes, and they're like, oh, like this is really this is really something. And then a project launches where they feel like they can get on the ground floor. So yeah, I think that's a lot of it. We'll see how it goes, right? So I'm cautiously optimistic. I have
Yeah.
never made a bad NFT purchase.
Woo.
I believe like I've only been involved with a couple of different projects like where I'd actually acquire the NFTs. It's obviously CryptoKitties, which I did really well, like breeding before obviously finding Axie. it's obviously Axie, and then NBA Top Shot. Like I was, I got in there, and now Hashmasks. So I would say those are the four. I have one crypto voxel land, but that's basically my entire NFT. Those are all my excursions. So.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we got some good comments coming through on Hashmass as well as Axie. I think we're gonna wrap up here. I mean, this was a great episode. I don't know if you have anything else that you want to kind of hit on Axie before we kind of pop off, but I would probably agree with you on Hashmass. Definitely cautiously optimistic. I do wonder what happens with the NCT token. I know in the kind of fine print it was saying like once all the NCT is burned, then some type of final form would take place. But now that the
What?
token's trading, yeah, now that the token, yeah, you can go into the hashmask.io or whatever the heck the website is. It was whenever the last NCT is burned, there's a final form. So now that the actual token is trading, there's no way you're never going to get to that
Well,
point.
that's impossible because I'm never selling. So how can they burn? How can they burn what I'm never gonna sell? No, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's a funny mechanic. We'll see what happens with that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Addy, Addy, go ahead.
they have some kind of like cloak and dagger kind of stuff. Uh, I went to a college that was really about like secret societies and stuff. So like I know like all those tricks, and it can be fun as long as it's not malicious in the way that they wield it. So.
Gotcha. All right. Well, this was a good episode, guys. We had, again, talked everything Axie. Thanks for commenting along with us. You guys definitely asked some good comments and made it everything that it was as an interview. So we appreciate it. Jiho, anything you got for us before we let you go?
Yeah, no, shout out to the Axie fan for coming and hanging out. Always good to see you guys. And yeah, it's awesome to see Nifty live, kind of growing and becoming a force within the ecosystem, man. Congrats, and yeah, hope to be back soon. Keep doing your thing, and yeah, man. Yeah, if you guys want to learn more about me, learn more about Axie, definitely follow me on Twitter. Join the Axie Discord. We have our own custom URL. It's like a vanity URL,
Mm.
discord.gg/Axie. So yeah.
Awesome, man. Ken's asking, can anyone point me to how to get an Axie scholarship? If you follow the steps that Jiho just laid out, you can definitely get involved in that ecosystem. So again, Jiho, thanks so much, man. It's always a pleasure. I think you're my most interviewed guest at this point across the whole network. So I appreciate you coming on again, breaking down what you guys are doing at Axie Infinity, and 100% going to be, interviewing you again and just kicking it, man.
Thanks, man. No, it's really awesome. Look, actually, my real life friends, for some reason, whenever they hit me up, like, oh, like I found you on YouTube or something like that. Like they always send me the interviews that we did. So I think they liked it. So that means a lot to me.
Dope, man. Thank you for coming on all those times, and we'll let you head off here and get back to sleep.
All right, guys.
Later. Thanks for stopping by.
Peace,
Thanks for
brother.
having me.
Boom. Did you see in the chat what Thomas Erickson said?
I didn't get the reference.
No reference. Thomas Erickson in the chat. Greta was caught in a propaganda scandal.
Oh,
propaganda
that-
scandal.
He had multiple comments. I didn't know that one.
Propaganda scandal in India
How
today.
dare you?
How dare you? I'm looking at you.
I like how you just wanted to see Greta again. You were missing her.
I listen. There's not many times that I could stick it to Greta.
How
And
dare
the fact
you?
that, how dare you get caught up in a propaganda scandal in India?
Mm.
Goodness gracious! But Jiho, again, I think we have him in the chat still. Thank you again for coming on, talking Axie Infinity, talking Hashmasks, breaking down the NFT space, breaking down what's happening with Ronin. I love that they made their own side chain, man. It's the same thing that I saw with CryptoKitties and the Dapper Labs team building Flow. I love it.
Yeah. If you feel you can, if it's the chain you're on is holding you back, create your own. That's how it's going these days. It's like don't let somebody else slow you down, man. That's just that's just how I live my life. That's how Axie doing it too. All right.
I love it, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. We could have pushed the interview back now, looking at it, and maybe given him a little bit more time to. I should have known he was a night owl just like me. But I appreciate everyone saying it's an awesome interview. Thank you guys for tuning along. We still got a little bit of time here to break down some lad stuff. I want to talk to Buffalo a little bit more. I don't know how long we've been running here, about 45 minutes, but Chris told us saying only Jiho interview I like more was the one where he was eating soup the whole time.
Nice.
I need to see that episode. But again, Axie's doing some really great things. Hard to kind of find a better community right now. Definitely within the Ethereum ecosystem, the fact that they've been able to do what they've been able to do on that network when we know DeFi is the main use case of Ethereum at this point and will be in the foreseeable future. It's awesome to see Axie, man. It's always a good time.
Yeah, and the community is getting stronger and stronger, and it's climbing right now. I think it's around $1. You know, money ain't a thing. It's really all about the experience, but yeah, it's nice when it goes up as well, right?
Yeah, you can always tell a good community when the guys come in to our chat and they're breaking down the comments, man. No sleep for Jiho. Jiho slaps, to be honest. Store of status. Axie is the clout. Mystics is the status. I love that, man. You guys have been great. Shout out to the Axie fan that showed up here today. Man, that was I feel like the interviews go way longer than initially we planned, but there's always too much to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's rabbit hole talk too, right? The potential is endless, and especially when you have momentum with the guests coming on, it's exciting times. And what I loved is I saw a ton of new usernames here that I haven't seen before. So welcome to all you Axie fans who came in here. This is Lad City, and you're watching NFT Live. So if you love NFTs, we do the show every week. We go deep into the NFT space. We bring on guests like Jiho that just came on. We talk about NFTs, and we also talk about crypto on Layer 1, which is a show that happens on Mondays and Fridays. And right after the show, we all go back to Lad City, which is in our Discord right now, and we're actually building a city in the metaverse as well. So come on, stop by. We'll post the link in the comments section, and come join Lad City and check it out. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And if we have any lads that can I guess we send that over to Buffalo and we can put that in the chat, because I don't think links are available for the lads to be dropping on themselves. So we got hashtag Axie Gang in the chat. If you're in the chat and this is your first time, please leave a subscribe. It helps the channel. A like definitely helps the channel as well. I'm going to get also, for those of you that are new, I'm going to also get this rewards link for you guys. We have a social token. So yes, you guys are not the only ones with a token. Or two. Listen, you guys got 2 tokens, so we can't compete with that. But we have 1 token. It is Lads. It is our social utility token. You can use it in Lad City to gain access to the different channels, and we're planning on doing a lot of really cool things with that you guys should hear about here shortly. There's a lot of good things in the works. Shout out to the Wax team. We talked to the Wax team this week. Shout out to the Sandbox team. We talked to them this morning. A lot of things are brewing in Lad City, and we can't wait to get you guys those announcements. So a lot of good vibes going around. Shout out to the Axie gang for sure.
For sure. Shout out to you guys for showing up. And Q is getting ready right now. He's going to hand out some Lads tokens. In order for you to get these Lads tokens, all you're going to have to do is click the link that he drops in the comment section. But in order to get that actual link to work, you got to go to tryroll.com and sign up for your free wallet to receive these social tokens, which are called Lads, which supports the Lads Crypto Network and all the shows and all the awesome people that were in here before you got in. So we're giving you those tokens today, just showing up, just supporting. And every time we go live, that's what we do. We throw out Lads tokens to help you guys grow. And we have a ranking system, which you start out as a nomad. All you need is 1 token. So today you will be promoted to nomad. Congratulations. And then up from there, you can become a recruit if you hold 500 Lads. If you have 1,000, you're going to be a guardian. And if you're true to the core and you want to be a true lad, you become a noble lad and you hold 5,000 in your wallet. And right now, those are the highest rankings besides miners who have supported us since December when we launched the Lads token on Uniswap. So shout out to all you lads. A huge
thank you, lads.
Each and every one of you. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to you guys. We're planning on doing a lot of things for the Nobles this week as well. You guys should be getting some announcements potentially about a couple different things. I don't want to make announcements of announcements, even though I just did. So I'll kind of stay away from that. But we got Mike Scott, $5.
Oh.
Come on into the Discord,
my
folks.
Man.
The water, my man. The opposite of how dare you.
Yeah,
Thank
one
you.
that makes him smile instead of cringe.
Bonus NFT if you take out crypto, buffalo, and poker on
Yeah,
on Saturday.
pretty easy.
Okay, I'm about to drop the link. I'm about to drop the link, guys. So please stand by. I'll drop this link for your lads rewards. But we have some things going on this week.
We do.
We've got lads game night on Friday. We've got lads poker on Saturday. Do you want to kind of?
But what happens before
know
then?
I gave.
What's tomorrow, Q? It's Thursday. That means there's two different events going on back to back. Oh my gosh. Well, first you're going to hear this guy talking right here, Crypto Buffalo, doing Lads Radio, which is located deep in the heart of Lad City. And we'll be going for about an hour and a half. It's going to be a pre-funk party. Going to get everybody all riled up for a premiere. Dare I say the title? Q? Can we say it?
Say the title.
Easy
Say the
Street.
title.
Easy Street. Hosted by the one and only Easy in Crypto, coming from me right now in Costa Rica. He is going to be premiering a show in Lad City. I highly recommend you tune in because he's really going to get it going. He's going to get a lot of conversations going. On Lads Radio, it's mostly me rambling on about all things. With Easy, it's going to be an open mic night. You can come on in there, really get to know some people, and get your voice heard.
Listen, man. Braja is an amazing meme creator. I want you to go. We have to go full screen with this one. I'm glad you brought up Easy Street because that is happening tomorrow. Our own Easy in Crypto.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this thing.
Is this real life?
I need that hoodie. I
That
need
is
the
so
lads hoodie. Is that's Wendy O?
Oh,
We're gonna get a cease and desist from Wendy O.
I love it so much.
Oh my God, is this real life? Oh, here we go. Oh, Buffalo.
Oh, it's
First
coming.
of all,
What we got here?
First of all, listen.
Oh, look, we got Llama in there too. Look at that. Llama, you made it. You made it on the poster. We got Fishy.
Those orange tights. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not really my color. It's not my color. It's like white shirt, mustard, orange, and yellow or whatever. But it looks good. I like it.
I look like anyone that if you put me on like a lineup of like 8 million people, I would look like that person. Like each of you have like such a distinct look, and then it's just me with literally just a face and brown hair.
Yeah, but
You
look at
guys
the
have
color,
such
dude. We're
distinct features.
some of my favorite Power Rangers. The Lads Ranger now, bro. That is so good. Fishy screaming, yes! You made the poster. That is good stuff.
Oh, Raja, I'm literally gonna hang this up in Lad City. This poster has to stay up in Lad City. So again, Easy Street tomorrow night, I believe 5:30 Eastern Standard. We said we were gonna start doing UTC, so we will get better at that. I promise you, we will get better at that. But we got Lads Radio. Is it before that?
Yes, I'll be doing a pre-funk party before the premiere. So I'll get you guys all riled up, explaining kind of what's going to go down in it, and then I'll jump in as well to support Easy on the launch and show up, check it out. You don't necessarily have to talk if you don't want to, and let Easy host, and he'll guide us all in on the Easy Street experience. I'm looking forward to it. Real quick, I think we need to give a shout out to the NFT Army for showing up. Appreciate y'all for showing up, and you guys have been consistent in that sense, and I appreciate Loadmaster and the NFT Army for showing up.
Awesome, man. Awesome. All right. So Gio's still in here and wondering why he showed this to his community when we're bringing up what seems to be finally not Wendy O. Crucify me. Take my eyes, but not the shirt. Okay, guys? I thought you were going to pull it up, Bob.
No,
Come on, Bob. No.
It's not even the
No.
right one.
All right. Shut it
Epic
down.
fail.
Okay. All right. I'm dropping the links.
Yeah.
It's getting late.
Give him some
I'm
lads.
dropping this link. Take my eyes, but not the shirt. Message is pinned. Jiho, amazing interview, man. Axie's doing some good stuff, some great stuff in the industry. You guys are really a flag bearer for all of us. So thank you for coming on. And, a lot of good comments. You guys make the episodes awesome. Easy Street tomorrow, game night on Friday. Shout out to Mike Scott, $5. I don't know where to end this. So
I don't want it.
What do you want to do? I don't want to do. Is this real life?
Is there extra innings in NFT Live? We tie game right now.
Awesome, man. 65 of you in the house. We don't even want to end the episode, but we unfortunately do have to move on and let go. Until next time, all of that good stuff. We got Tony Deck in the house saying, hello, everyone. I try to follow you. Even if it's here, it's 2 a.m. from Southern Italy. Thank you so much for tuning in, man.
Lads.
Again, awesome stuff. Awesome interview. Awesome production buff. Thank you, Greta. Well, I'm heading over to the information part of Lad City just to find out about this story.
Yeah, we gotta find out about your girl Greta.
How dare you?
That's right. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, I'm talking about her. Anyways, guys, until next time, our vibe, our tribe.
My man.
How dare you?